Hello, here is a question that I keep getting students with questions on. So I just wanted to make a quick video to help you understand what you need to do on this type of question. So this says, a hospital has been tracking the number of incidents of heart disease it treats each year for several years. The data is shown below. So they give a column for the year and the column for the number of heart disease incidents. Right? And it says the data is approximately linear. Use the data from 2017 and 2020 to find an equation for the linear model. Okay, but it's this next part that I think a lot of people are not paying attention to. So use the variable t for the years after 2015. So 2015 would be t equals 0. So notice over here I made another chart just to try and help explain this a little bit better, and I think it would be helpful for you to write it out this way. So yes, they're telling you the years over here, 2017 to 2020, but they say that the time is going to start right at 2015. And so we need to make a column for our t, so the number of years after 2015. So we're going to put t is 0 for 2015, t is 1 for 2017, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So just all of those corresponding to the different year that it's talking about. All right, and then pretty much from there, you're not going to be using this column anymore. You're using this column to say the number of years after 2015. So I'm just going to cross that out for a minute. Okay, so then it goes on, right? We're trying to find, we're going to use the data from 2017 and 2020. So that means this row and this row. And so in order to find an equation of a line that we're looking for here, I need to know the slope of that line. And so let's go ahead and figure that out from these points. So basically, those are giving me the 2 points, 2, 72 and 5, 84. All right, and so I can call this my x1, y1, and my x2, y2. And then I just need to solve for my slope. So to find my slope, I'm going to use the slope formula. So y2 minus y1, so that would be 84 minus 72 divided by x2 minus x1. So I'm doing 5 minus 2. All right? And so when I do the 84 minus 72, I get 12, and then 5 minus 2 gives me 3, and that reduces to be 4. So 4 is my slope. All right. Now I know the slope, I know a point, so I can use the point slope formula. So remember that the point slope formula tells you what you need in order to use this formula. All right, I need to know a point, I need to know the slope. Well, I found the slope, and I have 2 points, but I only need one of them. All right, so I'm going to just use this point here. And so the point slope formula is the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then I'm just going to plug it in and then get it into the y equals mx plus b form. All right, so let's plug our things in that we know here. So I'll have y minus 72 equals m, which we found to be 4, times x minus x1, which is 2. All right, and then if I simplify this, y minus 72 equals 4x minus 8. Oops. And now I just need to add my 72 over. All right, so negative 8 plus 72 is going to give me 64. So let's see, what do I have here? Y equals 4x plus 64. Right, and I expect my number to be smaller than what I had here, because notice we were showing that our, incidences were growing over time, and this is my y-intercept. So that means I'm given, when t is 0, that's telling me that I had 64 incidents there that year, okay, in 2015. All right, so there's part of it, right? So that's that n of t, all right, is the same thing as that y. And if you want me to, I could write it there as that n of t, but that's what's going to go in that blank. And then the next part is asking me to find the year in which the heart disease will reach 96. All right, well, if I'm going to take this formula that I found, all right, so I'm going to write it over here, y equals 4x plus 64. And y, in this case, is the number of incidents, right? So this is kind of my x, right, and this is my y, if I'm thinking about it in terms of x and y. So I'm going to plug that 96 in place of my y, which is the number of incidents, and then I'll solve for x to figure out how many years after 2015 it's going to take, right? But it wants to know the specific year, so we got to watch our instructions closely. All right, but let's go ahead and solve this. So let's subtract 64 over so we can solve for x. So 96 minus 64 gives me 32. 32 equals 4x. Divide both sides by 4, so x equals 8. Okay, but be careful because 8 is not the answer here, right? It's saying, the number of incidents in the year. Well, we're not talking about the year 8, right? We're talking about the years after, right? So 8 years after 2015. So 8 years after 2015 is 2023. All right, 2015 plus 8 gives me that, and that would be the year that we're going for there. I hope that was helpful.